Join us at Women of Courage and celebrate the achievements of women. Before we begin, we're going to take a few moments to collect ourselves and to relax before we engage into our discussion. What we need to do is to focus now on bringing positive energy into our lives and into the world. The energy that we project every day is the same energy that we get back. We have all seen those people that can walk into a room and they glow. People want to be around them. People feel better being in their presence. That's the energy that we need to create. And once we learn how to do this, our lives will be filled with greatness. We will attract that positive energy. And how we can do this is by changing our outlook, meeting every day with gratitude, thankfulness, optimism, and once you do this, you will see a change in yourself. I want you to take a moment and close your eyes. Think about everything positive in your life: family, friends, a career, your faith. All of this is how you start your day. Every morning when you wake up, I want you to think about what is positive in your life. I want you to list 10 reasons why your life is amazing. You will see the change. You will be changed. You will begin to attract life's blessings. Lead with gratitude. Be thankful and think positive. The Women of Courage show is being broadcast by the Women and Children's Restoration Ministries to help you problem solve, to help you dream again, to help you believe that anything is possible. We want you to believe that you do not have to marry the first man you meet just to get someone to take care of you. You do not have to live a life of drudgery. You can educate yourself. All you have to do is learn to read competently. We want you to take a chance on yourself. Stop believing all the soothsayers around you that have never left a state in their lives. People who do not have courage to fly. People who only think of lying, cheating, and stealing. You can live an exciting life. All you have to do is believe that you can make your dreams come true. You do not have to go to bed with someone you despise day in and day out. You have the right to marry someone that you can talk to someone that believes in you and has faith in you as a human being. In other words, you do not have to settle for just anyone. But what you must do is strive toward your goal. You must be goal oriented. You must organize yourself. You must be clear about what you want in life and why you want such a life. All of us are made up of dreams. As our dreams unfold in our lives, our spirit soars. Realizing our dreams becomes a problem because oftentimes we are beaten down by our friends and family. We are beaten down at school by people laughing at us because of our shoe size, our ear size, our breast size, the clothes we wear, etc. We are beaten down by people saying nothing will come of our lives. We are beaten down when our mothers and grandmothers constantly say that we're going to be just like our father, an inmate in prison. Many of us are also discouraged when our mothers are inattentive. She is wrapped up in her new boyfriend. But life anew is possible. It is my job to encourage you to go as far as you can dream and as far as your dreams can take you. It is my job to get you to believe in life again. I am sick and tired of people failing at life just because they are around negative speaking and negative acting people. Do not let the failure of other people make you lose confidence in yourself. Yes, you may be surrounded by poverty, but you must look for a way out. The book, If You Believe in God, You Do Not Belong in Prison, will help you. What you must do above all else is learn to read competently. You must read, read, and read. Anyone who laughs at you for reading, you need to leave that person alone. I do not care if it's your mother. Anyone who discourages you, you are to stop all association. Man is not different than plants. We need encouragement to grow as plants need water to thrive. You are to leave foolish, stupid people alone. Their ignorance will weigh you down or even get you killed. Sit down and think how you can avoid these people, especially if they're in your family. If you are overwhelmed with the tiring feeling that feels as if you're carrying a bag of stone around every morning when you get out of bed and think how you'll have to spend another living life you're not passionate about, the books I suggest are the perfect solution for your unique needs. Not only will we help you realize why these feelings overwhelm you and what you can do to change it, but they will also teach you how to live a life of strength, courage, fearlessness in order to realize all of your dreams. If you are lacking the attitude and psychology, proper resource or vision to make your dreams a reality, combined with dissatisfaction with the execution of your plans, but you remain firmly dedicated to making your ambition a reality and creating the life you deserve, you will certainly derive the most benefit from professional, incredible content within these books. Contents that will assist you in achieving the results that you are after. You are never to give up on yourself. Are you ready to leave your future to chance? Of course not. Take your life in your hand and learn all the necessary tools, mindset, strategies used by the men and women of courage, used in order to live the life of their dream. Change your life with our book starting today. For the next 3 or 4 months, I am going to keep reintroducing the subjects self esteem, self image, self respect, and shame, because these are the subjects that are affecting your behavior. The lack of self esteem is why you are constantly trying to attract your best girlfriend's boyfriend, why you lie, why you're always minding someone else's business so you can gossip, why you never finish anything, including school, and why you try to go to bed with everyone's boyfriend, and why you spend your waking hours fantasizing, and why you bring unrelated males into your home and allow them to abuse your children. You must first accept yourself, then get on about the business of enhancing yourself until you are a person that you are proud of. There is no reason why your daughter should turn out to be a prostitute or your son an inmate in prison. They were born blameless. Your children should not be harmed by your poor decision making or lack of discipline or self will. You brought your children into the world, and now it is time for you to take care of your children to the best of your abilities. If your abilities are not up to the task, then you need to improve your abilities by reading and learning and striving toward a better job, not striving to find another lazy, no good boyfriend who wants to eat all the fried chicken. Over and over again, I am going to discuss these subjects in hopes that you will seek counseling and attempt to change your life for the betterment of your children. Your children deserve a real chance, and you can give them this chance when you change. Just because someone told you it was okay to sell your body does not mean you have to demonstrate this behavior to your children. I want you to listen to me real good. I know this is going to sting, but accept no man into your presence whose mother does not help him. I'll say it again. Accept no man into your presence whose mother does not help him. That is right. Black women go to bat for their boys under the most extreme conditions. When black men get out of prison, their mothers buy them clothes, underclothes, they get their hair cut to make them look attractive, they get them lotion for their skin, they borrow money so sons can get back and forth to work. They take their sons to church, honey, trying to introduce them to a nice girl, hoping she will like him and help him get on his feet. Black women love their sons, honey. Black women are eternally hopeful for their boys. If you meet a man and his mother is backing off of him, you leave that man alone. Do you hear me? If a black woman has turned her back on her son, you need to leave that man alone. Several years ago, a woman did not do this, and the man ended up killing her. She left 2 or 3 children behind to be raised by someone else or to be placed in foster care. Foster care destroys children. Many children become prostitutes after this experience. It is your job to stay alive so your children can reach adulthood safely and healthy. If the dog doesn't like him and the children don't like him, you leave that man alone. I don't care how innocent he said he was when they put him in jail. I don't care what he says about his mother. Listen to me. Women who prostitute take care of their children. Some prostitutes are better advocates for their children than women who never miss church. You are not to sleep with, walk with, eat with, talk with anyone who is essentially different than you. You take a dim view of any man whose mother puts him down, honey. You don't just sleep with anyone just because he's cute. I don't care what his voice sounds like. He can have the voice of Teddy Pendergrass. That doesn't make him a good mate. Your children are expecting you to take care of them, to protect them, which means that they are expecting you to think reasonably. There was a man who had a college degree. He murdered, I think, about 3 or 4 women in Detroit or Highland Park. Everyone thought he was nice. He was a social worker. The one characteristic that everyone ignored is that he always picked up women in the bar. Oh yeah, he looked good too. You need to grow up. You are no longer in high school. This is why it is extremely important that if you suffer from low self-esteem, that you seek counseling. The life of your children depends on your ability to think and to reason and to respond to the conditions of your life. Seek counseling from a psychiatrist. In many cases, a psychologist will not do. You will need the assistance of a psychiatrist. You do not have to tell the world you are seeking professional help. Keep this to yourself. To some loudmouth people and bullies, your seeking professional help is just another subject they can use to beat up on you. Finally, I want you to listen to all of the definitions I give you on self-esteem over and over again until you have these definitions memorized. Then I want you to evaluate your self-esteem. Do this privately. You don't need an audience. You do not have to share this with anyone. Self-examination is good for the soul, especially if you are a mother. Believe me, every time you give your children advice, they are taking your measure. They are evaluating you. And if you want to win, you better be able to stand under their scrutiny. Remember, once you have children, then life is not about you. Life is about your children. You cannot say that you love your children if you refuse to change. That's right. You can say you love your children, but if you refuse to change for them, that leaves an argument as to the length and breadth of your love. You cannot say you love your children If your child cannot read and you just paid $100 to have your nails, false nails, put on your fingers, instead of using that $100 to pay for a tutor for your child. You cannot say you love your children if your child is being bullied and you do not work extra hours to move your child out of that neighborhood into another school district. You cannot say you love your children if you keep charging expensive items on your credit card instead of saving that money for your child's tuition. You cannot say you love your child if you allow her to walk home late at night after work, to fighting to help her get a car so she can protect herself. You cannot say you love your children if you cannot work at McDonald's to help them pay their college tuition so they can not be buried under debt when they graduate. You cannot say you love your children if you keep bringing unrelated males into your home. You cannot say you love your child if you refuse to change. If you do love your child under these circumstances, that love is conditional as the weather. And do not think your children do not know it. I am going to pause for a second to take a short break.
This right here, this is the moment right before the day starts when you get to look in the mirror and tell yourself who you are. Now, you've been through some dark days. I believe that. But all that pain and struggle, that made the person you're looking at now. So when you walk out of these doors today, I need you to believe in yourself. I need you to believe you are the strongest person walking this planet. They don't know what you've been through. They don't know the grind it took for you to be here. So when you leave here today, I need you to show them.
Twice a month on Saturday, I meet with my listeners for a discussion about issues affecting women. Join us. For dates, times, and directions, you can reach us at murderedvoices@gmail.com. Stop thinking there's nothing you can do to change the world. Your life is important. For more information on our books or subjects discussed, email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com.
When you wake up this morning, I want you to think about a few things. In your life, what makes you happy? Is it family, relationships? Is it working or building your career? Is it school or education? What makes you happy every day? What makes you eager to start your morning? Now, while you're doing this, I want you to block any negative thoughts that you have. This is the time of day where you begin to invite positive thoughts into your mind. I want you to think about gratitude, being thankful for the things that you have in your life, Being thankful that you woke up this morning, that you have a job and a place to sleep. Being thankful that you have people around you that truly love and support you. Now make sure when you walk through today, you do it with a positive mind and live by the law of attraction. Believe 100% that positive things will happen throughout the day. And even if things don't go as planned, do not spend time focusing on that. Everything that you want in your life can be achieved. And it's up to you to go out and make it happen. And remember, express positive energy and you will get positive things back in your life. This is how you live by the law of attraction.
Remember, if you miss one of our shows, you can visit our YouTube channel at Touched by the Light Publishing to watch and listen to previous episodes of Women of Courage. Dear listeners, help us save a life. Stop breast cancer from taking lives. Will you assist us in putting the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer in the hands of 1 million people? Please go to the website www.touchedbythelight.us and download the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer. Then email this booklet to 5 friends, asking them to email the booklet to 5 of their friends. We are trying to reach 1 million women with this information to save lives. The death of one woman to breast cancer from our community is one woman too many. We thank you for your support. If you are in trouble and you think there is no way out, I think you should listen to me. I think what you should do is purchase 3 pocketbooks and read these books throughout the day. The books need to be read over and over again. These books will help you feel better and manage your life. This is not a sales pitch. These 3 books will help you. The titles of the books are Know Your Enemy, A Christian is Never Desperate, and The Trial of the Mind. These books are filled with information to help you face the trials of the day. You can carry these books in your purse or your breast pocket and read them when you need help. These books were written to show you how to develop and to protect your mind and how to elevate your self-esteem. There are moments in life when we all have to be encouraged to make it through the day. We have problems at work. We have problems with our spouses. We have problems with our children. We have problems with our bills. These situations and problems weigh us down to where we do not know which way to turn or which way to go. Sometimes we just want to quit. These books will help you. You will be encouraged. Drinking is not the answer, and smoking a joint of marijuana before going to work is not the answer. More and more women are now being cited for DWIs and entering prison on drug charges, and their children are thrown into foster care. Pick up these books and read them over and over again until your continence returns, until you feel the joy of life again. There is a passage in the book, A Christian is Never Desperate, and I think that passage will help you. It helped me when I was homeless. Tell yourself, this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, said. Talk to the Lord. Notice the power in this phrase when I say, this is what the Lord God of Israel said. Remember as a child when you got in trouble and you told someone that my mama is going to fix this for me or my father's going to get you? You felt better after saying that, right? Because someone else was going to step in and help. You believe that your father was going to help you, or you believe that your mother was going to help you. Those thoughts gave you encouragement. These books were designed as sources for you to use to give yourself encouragement, refreshment, and strength to fight the daily battles of survival. These books are a reminder that you can win at life. Life is not something that you suffer through and then die. Life is a passage of time to be lived in joy and happiness with God at the helm. These devotionals will help keep you mindful of your responsibility to God, your responsibility to yourself, and your responsibility to your family. Keep one of these books with you at all times. You will find referencing scripture will help strengthen your mind. These scriptures will reinforce your faith to help sustain you. When you feel panicky or when worry overcomes you at work, go into the bathroom and repeat one of these scriptures to yourself out loud. These scriptures will fortify you. Someday you will be overcome with fear, thinking nothing will get you out of the situation you are in. This is not true. Change can come into your life, but you must examine your life and decide what you want to change, then plan for these changes. You must learn to take one day at a time. This will lower your anxiety. People lose control of their emotions because they keep jumping ahead in their minds. They forecast gloom and doom, not realizing that most of what they think will happen never happens. You must master taking one day at a time. When you take one day at a time, you will begin to look forward to incremental change, small changes. You must learn to believe in change. Warriors fear or feed off of their anxiety by thinking nothing will change. They expect nothing, so they get nothing. Worry will kill you. Fear will kill you. And avoidance will kill you. You can develop the courage to save yourself and your children by changing. Just as you learn to worry, you can learn not to worry. The genesis of worry is fear. You can learn how not to be afraid just as you learn to be afraid. Learn to recognize when you are fearful and learn to fight against fear. It is important that you start walking with God. It is important that you read, study, and meditate so that in times of trouble, you will not falter but gird your loin and stand for right, not evil. Worrying lowers your expectations for the future. If you have a God, why do you have low expectations for your life? Think about what I just said. If you have a God, why do you have low expectations for your life? You have low expectations for your life because of the way you think. You really do not believe. You want to believe what you do not believe. Say, I have a God, then stand up. This is what Christians are called to do. Change thinking, change life. Failure in life is often due to a person's refusal to change and their refusal to confront his or her fears. Rather than picking up a book and learning something new, the person keeps doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different results. There are women who are told the best way to get a man is to have a child. Then the man will marry you. The first time the woman has a child, the man does not marry her. She tries the technique again with a new man. She gets pregnant, and for the second time she has a child, and the man does not marry her. She tries the technique a third time. She has not learned. How many abortions are you going to have? Rather than changing herself, she keeps doing the same thing over and over and over again. Now she has a house full of children, but no husband. Rather than picking up a book and learning how other people solve the same problem, she does not change. She fails to realize there is more than one way to solve a problem, and she can learn this way and gain the information through reading. This woman has failed to realize she has made a faulty assumption. Having a baby leads to marriage. Do not be one of these people. Pick up a book and try something new. My books provide a broad discussion of many subjects that affects one's life. Read, learn, then change. Part of change is stop lying to yourself. Stop walking around pretending everything in your life is okay. Stop acting as if you are in control, piling up more and more debt, avoiding your mortgage payments to pretend you're wealthy, and stop depending on the conversations you are having with your best friend. You must sit down and make a clear assessment of your circumstances and decide what needs to be changed in your life. Make a plan for these changes, then act. Get deep breaths and admit to yourself that you have problems. Admit you made mistakes with your children. Now tell yourself you are determined to change your circumstances. You are not going to spend another second in a life that you do not want. And please learn to keep your mouth shut. What you may not realize is your friends and family may not want you to change or to do better than they are doing. This is why you should shut up and don't tell anyone what you are trying to do. Doubt is a contagion. It is a fear conveyed by friends and family, usually early in life. Then this doubt is developed into a habit. What some people do not realize is that their friends and family members may have a low expectation in life and they are incapable of encouraging themselves or you. They practice a mode of living called avoidance. They walk around pretending. They live a life of bitterness and die with hatred in their heart for themselves, those around them, and God. Your self-image is determined during maturation, and it is based on the encouragement and love given to you by your parents or the disdain shown by others. When your boyfriend demands that you prove your love by selling your body or giving him money while your children's needs go unmet, you need to change. You are dealing with an animal and you need to change and leave him alone and start life anew. Any man that tells you that you should give him your money is telling you that he thinks you're stupid. Your boyfriend is a small-time pimp who lacks the skill to compete in an open job market. He has no talents and lacks the imagination to develop himself. So you and other women are his prey. He knows your lack of self-esteem, so he impregnates you with fear to get you to comply. Why have you let love become so important to you that you shame yourself? Change. Change is not an easy process. It hurts. You will be confused. You will be scared and you will be weary. Things will go wrong, but you must be determined to claim your life regardless of your age. Two problems cause women to become defeated in life: their self-image and their self-doubt. Do not grow old being bitter, filled with hate, where you envy the young and it turns you into a monster. Do not be afraid that you will live a life of despair. You must learn to live a life of expectations, not despair. Evaluate your life. Evaluate the people you confide in. Evaluate, then make plans, then act. You will be alone, but being alone is better than being part of a herd going nowhere. Granted, you may not know what to do to change your life, but one thing is certain: if you do not step out and seek knowledge through reading, you will never live a fulfilling life. Your children will benefit from your diligence. You believe what you read in the magazine when you change your hairdo to attract a man. Why not believe in me? When I say my books will help you make a permanent change in your life, read, learn, then change. Change may be difficult, but you can do it. Do not let your dreams turn to fantasies, providing you with no substance for life. Just stand up. A storm always exposes the weakest area in your life. That is the area you must change. Send $35 to Women and Children Restoration Ministry, P.O. Box 7267, Ann Arbor, Michigan 48107. Make certain you send us a correct shipping address. Your books will be shipped to you. These books will make a great gift for someone that you love. And do not forget, join us on Saturday. Email me for time and location at murderedvoices@gmail.com and join us on Saturday. Remember, if you do not want your children defined by poverty and ignorance, you need to change. Otherwise, prison or prostitution awaits them. I am going to pause for a second to take a short break.
Anything that you want in this life can be obtained. You just need to believe. Believe in yourself. You are strong. You are beautiful. You are resilient. You are what we call the women of courage. And your time is now. There are no victims in this life. So I'm asking you, are you ready to make a change? Are you ready to fight for what you want? Are you ready to fight for your dreams? If you are, it starts now. This is the Women of Courage. When you wake up this morning, I want you to think about a few things. In your life, what makes you happy? Is it family, relationships? Is it working or building your career? Is it school or education? What makes you happy every day? What makes you eager to start your morning? Now, while you're doing this, I want you to block any negative thoughts that you have. This is the time of day where you begin to invite positive thoughts into your mind. I want you to think about gratitude, being thankful for the things that you have in your life. Being thankful that you woke up this morning, that you have a job, a place to sleep. Being thankful that you have people around you that truly love and support you. Now make sure when you walk through today, you do it with a positive mind and live by the law of attraction. Believe 100% that positive things will happen throughout the day. And even if things don't go as planned, do not spend time focusing on that. Everything that you want in your life can be achieved. And it's up to you to go out and make it happen. And remember, express positive energy and you will get positive things back in your life. This is how you live by the law of attraction.
Remember, if you miss one of our shows, you can visit our YouTube channel at Touched by the Light Publishing to watch and listen to previous episodes of Women of Courage. Dear listeners, help us save a life. Stop breast cancer from taking lives. Will you assist us in putting the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer in the Hands of a Million People. Please go to the website www.touchedbythelight.us and download the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer. Then email this booklet to 5 friends, asking them to email the booklet to 5 of their friends. We are trying to reach a million women with this information to save lives. The death of one woman to breast cancer from our community is one woman too many. We thank you for your support. Modern day life is filled with many sources of anxiety and emotional pressures. There is an increasing need to excel at everything and fast. Work, family, friendships all require an individual's attention. We are all chasing something, sometimes driven by our own desire and often too trying to meet these societal bars and measures of prosperity that have been ingrained into us since childhood. Amidst this rat race that always has us always grasping for something or some reprieve and hanging on to any source of comfort that we can find, there are still those among us who try to drag us down with a lack of faith. It is difficult to understand why anyone would choose to put out negative energy toward the people around them. We are all just trying to get by and achieve our life's goals. It is troubling to have to deal with unnecessary, unproductive criticism and naysaying. In order to thrive, it is important that one finds the boldness to rise above the soothsayers of doom. Undoubtedly, it is a difficult task, especially when the naysayers are loved ones who ought to be cheering you on to greater heights. There are loved ones who are naysayers, and they will repeatedly say negative things to you each and every day. Why? Because they hate themselves, because they know you're striving toward a goal and they are not. I say some naysayers are loved ones who ought to be cheering you on to greater heights. Except it is probably worth remembering that non-belief is their chosen path. And while you may desire their support and encouragement, you cannot force it out of them. Only an individual in their heart of hearts truly understand what outcomes and achievements they want and hope for out of their own lives. It is important to focus on those life goals and work toward them. One must remain strong against odds, encouraging themselves that it will indeed all come to fruition. Just as darkness cannot drive out darkness, you would be hard pressed to overcome non belief without being tenacious enough to stand in faith. What I am saying is leave the naysayers. I don't care if they're in your family. Avoid them, move across town, change your phone number, whatever. But leave the naysayers to themselves because they are not going to change. And you cannot change them. If you want to make something of yourself, you have to focus. You have to eliminate distractions. You have to eliminate Instagram, Facebook, time wasted even on YouTube, Twitter, video games, Netflix, Tripod, all the apps, having beer, hanging out with your friends on the weekend. You have got to be willing to sacrifice all of that energy that you use for the above things. You have to focus that energy on new goals. Now, people are going to come around you. Let's go on Facebook. Let's go out for a beer. Let's play a video game. Say no and leave the area. You must focus on your new goals. Success is not free. You pay for it by hard work and focusing. The more things you throw on the fire, the more you will be able to focus. You need to research how to develop focus, how to develop laser like focus, how to pick a niche and become a specialist, how to become a completely different person, how to become a new and completely different person, how to become a new you, and how to obtain your goals at ease. When was the last time you were happy? When was the last time you made a new friend? How long have you been envious and jealous of the women around you? How often do you take a drink just to make yourself feel better, to give you a pickup? How often do you smoke marijuana just before going to work? It is just possible that reading a book might help you. In fact, it's possible that reading the series Women of Courage might change your life for the better. Maybe reading these books might help you to stop lying to yourself. Maybe reading these books might help you stop blaming other people for your poor decisions that you have made in your life. Maybe reading this series might help you restore your life where you will be proud of yourself and proud of the person that you have become. Sit quietly for a second. Take a look in the mirror. Do you like that person that you see? Are you satisfied with your accomplishment, or are you ashamed of yourself and wish that you could do better? It is painful to admit to oneself that one's life is a mess, but this admission can be the beginning of a new and better life. You really do not have to prostitute at home or at work just to live a better life. You should give your vagina a rest and read the book Women of Courage. Stop trying to manage your life on information that you learned in high school or information that you learned from someone gossiping. The world has changed. It's time for you to change. The lives of your children depend on your ability to compete. You cannot compete if you do not read or that you cannot read. Pretending you are a success is a lie, painful but true. You can turn your life around by reading a book. Reading is oxygen to the brain. You need to read the series Women of Courage and learn what you can actually do with your life. You do not have to be a failure. You do not have to live a life of self-loathing. You can be successful, but first you must be honest with yourself. You need to face the fact that you are a poor reader or that you think reading is stupid. Knowledge is not only power, knowledge is freedom. Knowledge frees you from fear, insecurity, and self-hatred. If you cannot read or do not read, find someone to teach you to read because you are not hiding from anyone but yourself. Stop thinking you're hiding your inabilities. You are not. Any competent thinker, after a 5-minute conversation with you, can diagnose your thinking patterns. Poverty can make you fearful. Verbal abuse can make you angry. And physical abuse can make you kill. So read and change your life. Purchase the series Women of Courage at touchedbythelove.us. There are helpful articles on the site that you can read during your lunch hour. Also, you can contact the Women and Children's Restoration Ministry at murdervoices@gmail.com for information on how to turn your life around. Also, you can join us for our Saturday discussions. Join us. Reading can cause a massive change in your life and the lives of your children. Stop telling yourself that you can't do something. Stop telling yourself that all you need to do is listen to what your girlfriend tells you to do. She's stupid also. Anyone that tells you you should go to a bar so a man can give you money is stupid. Anyone that tells you that you should dance in a dance hall is stupid. Anyone that tells you you should sell your body is stupid. And if you disagree with anything I just said, write me because I can prove just what I said. It is stupid to tell somebody to use their vagina to make money. It's stupid for someone to tell you to use drugs to make yourself feel better. To summarize, for a person to be at risk of brainwashing, it is necessary that at least one of the following characteristics are met. The victim has low self-esteem. The victim has been physically or sexually abused. The victim struggles with drug and alcohol dependency. The victim lives in poverty. The victim has little or no legal protection. Once the trafficker detects one or several of these vulnerabilities in his objective, he or she will seize any available opportunity to seek out the potential victim, including in person tactics at malls, bus stops, walking to and from school, and outside of group homes. Keep in mind this information as we continue to discuss those men and women arrested and convicted of sex trafficking. This insidious behavior must be stopped. We must all participate in the prevention of sex trafficking. This activity is destroying our nation. The Women of Courage show broadcasts every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. Please remember, if you are not in your car or near radio during our broadcast, we can be seen and heard on your computer if you go to TV33WHPR.com. Again, TV33WHPR.com. We can also be heard on your phone if you download the free app WHPR TV Detroit Live, or listen to us on Roku at WHPR TV Detroit Live 88.1 FM. If you miss one of our broadcasts, you can view our archive on YouTube at the Touch by the Light Publishing channel. Twice a month on Saturday, I meet with my listeners for a discussion about issues affecting women. Please join us. For dates, times, and directions, you can reach us at murderedvoices@gmail.com. Stop thinking there is nothing you can do to change the world. Your life is important. You need to come out and join us and give a voice to our concerns. For more information on our subjects or our books, you can email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com. We enjoy your listening to the Women of Courage show at WHPR every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. And we support your local hairstylist. Do not forget to go to touchedbythelight.us website and download a copy of the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer. This is very important information, and we would appreciate it if you email a copy of this booklet to 5 other women. We are trying to reach 1,000,000 people with this booklet. Help us reach our goal. Your emailing this booklet to another woman can help save a life. Thank you. Recovering your life from foreclosure, bankruptcy, divorce, or other personal tragedies is not easy, but you must believe. You may be wounded, broken, battered, and hurt by life, but you must stand up and fight. People often say, when you're going through hell, never give up. It's easy for someone to say this, but talk is cheap. But you are in a place where every turn you take are met with a challenge or trouble, one thing after another. I'm not here to simply tell you not to give up. I understand what it means to be going through what you're going through right now. I slept on a cement floor being bitten by spiders to survive. However, I'm here to tell you that change is possible. There is light at the end of the tunnel, but you must hang on and do as I tell you. Yes, change is possible. I want you to hope and to believe against even all evidence. Despair is no respecter of status. It is no respecter of age, background, gender, or color. Somewhere right now there is a child crying, a man high on drugs, a mother dancing in a club just to pay her bills. Somewhere right now out there is a person heartbroken, a loss of a dear one, a failed promise of love. Somewhere out there is a person clothed in rags, without a home, without affection, and without a family, and without love. Somewhere right now, someone out there is broken, going through a rough time. I say unto you, hold on, stand fast. You can restore and recover your life. You must believe that you are worth fighting for, regardless of what the world says. When I lost everything and had to live in my car, I had a person to forecast gloom and doom into my life. She said the only person in the world that I loved would desert me. This did not happen. When a doctor punched a hole in my heart and sewn me back up, and I bled inside my chest cavity for 7 days, I did not die. God sent me an angel to help me. When cancer visited me, I did not die. God sent me an angel to stand by me. I still have both these friends today. They have seen the best of me and the worst of me. I say unto you, believe and stand fast. Help is on the way. In closing, remember, when you read and learn with your child, the entire family benefits. Let us see how strong you are to honestly work with your child to improve the entire family. Have the courage to say to your child, I do not know, but I will find out for you. Let us see how emotionally strong you are to honestly work on a problem with your child. Saying I do not know is a courage, not a weakness. Have the courage to say I do not know, then go and ask a librarian to help you. Your child will learn his or her self-esteem and self-confidence from you. When you ask for help, it lets your child know there is no weakness in asking for help to obtain knowledge. Everyone in his or her lifetime will have to ask for help from someone. Your child will learn from your flexibility and courage. You can get more information on Women of Courage at touchedbythelight.us. Thank you for listening to Women of Courage. Thank you for listening to Women of Courage, and have a great day.